I appreciate your little gestures of reminding. This shows so much that you think more than yourself. I appreciate the divinity in you that reminds me, because you don't know how precious are these recordings for people who literally depend on it. Thank you so much. So, talking about awareness, until we get a good mastery over this kind of awareness, it can be difficult for you to understand this tattvas. Doing these higher programs just like that without basis, you are not going to get anywhere. That is the reason I say there are no shortcuts on the spiritual path. These are all tailor-made programs that I'm making from my own personal 25 years of experience and been through every corner of it. It has not been a joke. It has been very serious and in depth. The kind of experiences I've been through, that's life teaching me so that I can teach. That's how we accumulate experiences so that when the time comes, Jyot se Jyot Jaga, when we do that, we are able to give authentic information because all of us move through experiences of life. Without experiences, you cannot. So, you are also undergoing this deep journey of purification, evolving, and becoming light. Welcome to the community of light. This is all a deep community of light. We are all light beings. We work for the light, nothing else but light. You'll see we are very ruthless. Any kind of darkness, we don't care a damn. Me and the whole group work in that format. Our work is to only shine the light and share the light. Share the light so that you can become that light. Because your journey is nothing less than the light. You are also supposed to be just that. Your purpose of life is to become light because you are light. You came from light, you're going back to light. So we are all reminders here, reminding you that you are light. With our light, we remind you that you are light. So our experiences do matter because it is through our experiences only we can share the authentic information. Experience is everything, first hand experience is everything. If you remove experience from your life, you are just a puppet. You are just a dreamer. You are just a believer. You will end up only believing. If you do not have a stand with your own experiences, you are not having conviction. When you don't have conviction, you can only be borrowing information, wisdom of others, and you don't know that wisdom is true or what. They might be speaking from books or from somewhere, or their borrowed intelligence, or their own limited intelligence, or from their authentic self. But you cannot validate it. To validate that experience, you need your own experience. And that is why we speak so much about experience here. My whole purpose with this platform is to give you that experience. But so that you become eligible to get that experience, there are certain things that you need to take care of. And these things that you need to take care of, I speak from my own experiences of life, where I have seen I have not taken care of, or people have not taken care of. That is why they don't have that experience. There are certain flaws in us, which, if you are a little mindful, if you are a little careful, by the tips offered in these webinars and retreats and free sessions, if you are careful about it, if you're serious about it, only you'll be careful. And if you're serious, you're careful. If you're careful, you'll get the point. If you get the point, you'll walk straight to the core of it. If you do not, if you're not serious, you'll miss the whole thing. If your intentions are not pure, you'll miss the whole thing, because with impure intentions, you'll seek shortcuts. You'll seek manipulation. You'll seek how to get there hook or crook. You're not bothered about ethics. You're not bothered about how things work. You're not bothered about whether you are operating from belief or authenticity. You don't care about all these things. You're just interested in grasping something. and that is not going to work day once. If you want, you can waste another 1 year, 2 year experimenting with what you're doing and see you'll get nowhere. Or you simply take the heed of those who have been through those and work on it with pure intentions. Your intention should be nothing other than becoming light. The more authentic and the more pure your intention, the more the forces will come and help you. Remember this, we are all reflections. Whatever we are, the universe reflects it back to us. So even if there is an iota of cunningness, cunningness will reflect back to us in what we receive. So be very careful about that. When you sit in these platforms, make sure you have pure intentions. Otherwise, it will boomerang back to you. Never try crooked games here. It will boomerang back to you. Be here on this platform only if you need evolution. And be sincere with your practices. The more sincere you are with your practices, the deeper you'll evolve. So there are tips and guidance that will keep coming to you again and again, which I keep on giving in multiple sources, in multiple ways. First of all, that don't take life so seriously. It's just a game. There's no need to fret and fume so much in the name of spirituality that you lose even your basic ingredient of who you are. You can see me fooling around, attempting to make life to the fullest. That's the example that I want to give, that spirituality is not that seriousness sitting in one corner with your eyes twisted up, with your nostrils held, with your tummy pulled in, and certain asanas, you lock your body and you sit there. That's not what spirituality is about. Spirituality is about being alive and having a full fledged experience, the whole aspect of it, including your physical body and all the emotions in it. You miss this, you'll come back. You miss this, you're going to come back. I've seen people ignorantly running behind spirituality as something very serious. And that looks more like a camouflaged escape. They are not seeking liberation, they are seeking escape. They are running from their own self, they are running from realities, they are running from the truths. That is why people who cannot tolerate truths don't sit here. They run, they're busy running. And they're busy running and searching for people and masters and paths that can comfort their ego, that will tell them how nice they are, how good they are, how God is with them, how everything is going to happen the way they want. And they can do any nonsense here around. Eventually, you'll realize that's not how life functions. You have to understand the life. You have to understand the secrets of life. You have to understand what is consciousness. You have to understand where do you come from, where are you going, and what are you doing here. If you deeply understand where have you come from and what are you doing here, you'll know where you're going. And if you know where you're going, you can carve your path easily. You're not able to carve your path easily because you don't know where you've come from and where you're going. And that is the attempt that I try to make here. Who are you? From where are you coming? Where are you going? And all those things. So the deeper you understand this, and that deeper, I mean your pure intention. It is only by grace you will get pure intention, and that grace only will bring you deeper details about who you are. Without that grace, nobody functions. That's why I'm saying spiritual, don't become any spiritual yogi. Don't become any meditator. Don't become any path follower. Don't become any believer. Don't become any religious person. Don't become anything, because the moment you try to become, you will be camouflaged into what others want you to believe. You will forget the essence of who you are. You'll start believing and you'll start trying to understand who other is. You'll start to understand your path followers, your path leaders. You're behind them. The chase is all behind them. And where you need to be, where your attention needs to be, you'll not be there. So you'll be fooling around and goofing up your time. And by the time you know, your time is done on earth. That's how you lose precious time. Knowing the self simply means being interested in yourself, nobody else other than you. The world out there is to fool and to tell how important the world is, how important your paths are, how important the teachings are, how important the teachers are. It's all about self praise and glorifying the path and thing. And you remain all your life glorifying things and you forget about what you came to do. You came to find yourself who you are. So get straight to the point, guys. Get to the core. Try to find who you are. And to find who you are, you first need to become conscious. Without that consciousness, you cannot, because that's your essential tool. That consciousness is what we are calling here as awareness. You have to, there is no need to activate this awareness because you are awareness. There is not a second person who will come and become aware, or there is not you that is becoming aware of something else. One second. So while talking, we will be talking so much as activate your awareness. That you are awareness, but we cannot grasp it immediately. So the terminology is that activate your awareness. Like we say, you are go and connect to your soul. It's a very wrong vocabulary. You know, one day I asked the people here, sitting here, who are doing higher experiences, I asked a simple question after so many months and years just to check. I asked everybody, are you able to now connect with your soul? And everybody came out with different answers. I am not, I'm trying to, still in the progress and all that. The question itself was wrong. But I wanted the awareness of you to catch that question. This is how you must question. You must question your teachers also. You don't question your teachers. When you don't question your teachers, you are a dumb believer. You will take anything that is told to you. Question doesn't mean arrogance and fighting with them. Question means an illumination that's happening that is not resonating with the truth because you are a truth seeker. And if somebody is giving you a truth, it has to relate with that. If it is not relating, you can definitely ask. One is questioning through ego, where you want to prove a point or you want to prove somebody else down. I'm not talking about that. We have had that kind of students also, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about aware, conscious students, humble enough to point out, to question, to seek something. And most of the time on the platforms, I've had unexpected students like 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds who can question, who can ask, and who can even point out errors. Brilliant. I'm very happy with such people because their awareness is activating in you. It shows that it's working. And that has to work to an extent that your shifting to awareness becomes living in awareness. And when that shines forth fully, demo Bhairava, you don't need an external guide. It goes to the state of being your own guide. Apodipa Bhava. Don't believe what the world says that you cannot live without this and that. That is all slavery. They're all the insecure people who are trying to tell you without something or without someone, you cannot live. And that is not the essence of spirituality. Essence of spirituality is to make you independent, to make you stand on your own feet. And we are all numb. We are all scared. Why are we doing all these things so much? Most of it is coming from fear. Fear is coming because you lack the understanding. Avidya is still there. Ignorance is still there. I have not realized who I am. I think I am some limited being. That is where the existence is coming. The fear itself is coming. Till the time I limit myself to a husband, wife, father, mother, brother, sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, son, daughter, grandchildren, blah, blah, blah. You will never understand how to overcome fear because you have caught on a very wrong identity and you're sitting in that identity trying to fight out your fear. Please know, until you are there in that identity, fear will never leave you. I repeat, any kind of fear you have will never leave you until it leave your body consciousness. And the world and all your glamour spirituality is only reminding you of your body consciousness. It is reminding you of who you are as this wrong identity and giving you even more identities, XYZ yogis and this and that. You are getting lost in all those titles and glamour. You're losing yourself. You're not getting closer to yourself. It's very unfortunate. But we are not here to correct the world, and I'm least interested to correct those people. But I'm interested in the people who are interested in what I'm talking about because they understand. And I'm only talking to the crowd who understand. That is why we have limited sessions here. I'm not interested to change this world or transform this world or purify me. That is none of my business. My business here to shine light. That's what I'm told to do. That's what I'm asked to do. And that's what I'm doing here. And my limitations are that. That is why I only post on my pages. I don't go and post on anybody's groups, nor do I publicize, nor do I ask you to share my posts here and there. Simple meaning is I'm just sitting and talking in my home. My platforms are my home, be it Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. I openly share on my home. Whoever wants to enter this home, they come here and they bask in that wisdom. So I do not give anybody right to even come and comment and argue and debate on my pages because I'm not here to debate. I'm just sitting in my own house and singing my song. You enter, you like the song, it's up to you. You don't like the song, you leave. But I do not appreciate anybody sitting here and commenting on the songs because I'm not singing on open platforms. If I come to your home and sit on other buildings and start singing, you have all the right to condemn. But I'm singing my own song in my own house, in my own way. If you like the song, and if you like the song, you'll start knowing yourself because I'm singing my own songs of myself. So when you listen to my song will remind you of you only. And that's what I want. I want to remind you through these songs. Songs mean whatever I speak, whatever I do on my platform, those are my songs. So it's a limited crowd, and I'm very happy it's a limited crowd because we have a settled energy, like you can see in this room right now. You'll sense it, it's palpable. You'll sense that peace, you'll sense that stillness just by sitting here. Why? Because the vibrancy is that way. Like minded, all together on one goal, all focused on the self. You're all aligning to that same truth. We don't have scattered energies here. Scattered energies don't sustain here for long. They either get thrown away, blown away, or they move out on their own. It's all the law of same vibrations. It's law of the intentions. So basically, I don't navigate with people. They work out from themselves. They come, they go, whatever. So what I'm trying to say is on these platforms and whatever programs we do are all towards giving you the truth of who you are. You check any webinar, any course on the website, you will not see one that is pointing out anything other than yourself. Everything, the whole attempt is to take you to yourself and free you from your external concepts and beliefs and conditions and all your clinging. Your fears come from there because you are all clinging there. That is the name righteously given, shifting into awareness. You shift into this awareness. From where do you shift? From ego consciousness. Opposite of awareness is ego consciousness. That is what I explained today in Linga Bhairavi. That's a beautiful concept done by that master on the platform. Very beautiful concept. I call it a concept because on this platform, everything is a concept. All your gods are concepts, all your images, all your forms. Everything is a concept here. Because you'll see it's a journey that you're moving from out to in. And as you deepen, you'll see all these great masters that I'm sharing. Because if I speak, you'll not believe. That's why I use masters. Masters like JK, Jiddu Krishnamurti. The final point of culmination is JK's teachings. Don't underestimate him. He might look like a very stupid person, a very unpopular person, obviously, and not so handsome and not so glamorous. That's where the truth is. Wherever there is glamour and glitter, you'll never find it's all pomp and glory. You look into the Avadutas, you'll never find pomp and glory. You'll find it raw, you'll find it dirty, you'll find it unapproachable because truth is unapproachable. Glamour or lies or falseness is approachable. Like attracts like. If I am false, I will attract false. If I am vibrating on the sense of truth, I will attract only truth. And I don't care how that truth looks because I'm not deceived by looks anymore. That is why your visions cannot catch an Avduta that is in rags and dirt. All that you will see is dirt because of the dirty mind. Please know this. Everything outside is a reflection of the inside. So, whatever you call as dirt, the dirt is in the mind, and that will appear as outside. If you have purified, or if you are even attempting to purify, you'll go beyond all those things. And the truth always lies in those areas where you have not even imagined. That is why it is not popular. That is the best way to remain deceived away from the truth and reality. That is why you look at the whole population in the name of religion or spirituality, everybody you see, all are simply hunting some other thing only. Other than the truth, everybody is busy into something. Now, why do I keep on pointing out this ignorance? Not because I want to change them, not because I want to criticize or judge them. I want you to see the difference. Because when you look at the ignorance and when you look through consciously, through awareness, you'll see the difference and you will make out where are you standing. You'll catch whether you are on the right track or not. So whole attempt is to point out to that. And that is why I give so much of references from outside. So all these people might look very raw and not appealing, like Jiddu Krishnamurti. But I'm telling you, if you're resonating on the highest teaching of Devi Kalotra, JK is only speaking Devi Kalotra. He's a man who he might not be even aware of something called Devi Kalotra, but he's not speaking anything less than Devi Kalotra. A conceptless man. He will shun anything. That is why I give you references of few masters. If you're devotional, if you're just in the beginning, you can follow Bhagavan Nityananda, you can follow Ramakrishna, Paramahamsa, and people of the kind, Sai Baba. They will awake devotion in you, awake truth in you, awake a path, a gateway. They are all gateways. Through their miracles, you'll be impressed and you'll see there is something more. They are all fishing nets. But once you deepen, you'll see that you are filled with all your old concepts. Then you need people like Osho. Thoroughly, I recommend Osho. Next level. He will thrash out all the unwanted out of you completely. Even what you can't imagine, he will thrash out. And you need to listen to him again and again. That's why I say listen as much as possible to Osho. He has been misunderstood again by the ignorant because they have not understood what he's talking about. Because all your false glamour spirituality just talks on masks. They say to be pure, or if they want to be pure, they will look at anything objectionable outside as impure. Like, for example, sex. That's where the Osho was put down deeply. Because for you people, that sex or vulgarity is vulgarity. Nudism is vulgarity. It's dirt. There is a dirt in the mind that reflects outside. Osho is very pure. He is talking from that inner consciousness. He's just reflecting who you are. What are you? You're nothing but sexual energy. The Bhairavi. It's sexual energy. Urdhareta. It's rising up. Why sexual energy? Because procreation, Prakriti is created out of sex. What is sex? Union. Sat and Chit. Without it, you can't. You can't create just Prakriti without the consciousness in it. And so, what's the big deal about sex? Everything you can see only in union, only there is a procreation. You have been procreated, I have been procreated out of sex. What's the big deal about it? Once you understand these things in depth, you'll throw away these masks, these false external walls that have been placed by your so called religions. Because the dogma of morality is induced to you through beliefs. Even your gods have been procreating. You have to look into it. Where did Ram come from? Anything you see, anyone you see, it's a part of the procreation. And when you look down upon that thing as disgust and dirt, you are cursing your own energy. You are depriving yourself from that own truth. You will never be able to understand your own sexuality. Even to arouse yourself to get into spirituality, you need to be sexual. Sexual energy, what's Kundalini? It has to rise. So, what's wrong if Osho is talking about it? Then he said sex to Samadhi. People misunderstood him. They said he's a freak out. He's using sexual things and luring people on. No, he never did that. Never in his ashram that happened. He is simply talking about your own orgasms, spiritual orgasms. When you are in samadhi, when you are in Satchidananda, the bliss, what's happening? It's an orgasm. That orgasm, when it is translated in your body, you call that a sexual orgasm. But when you are in your bliss, when your kundalini is rising and you are having a sexual union, you have an orgasmic explosion. He's not wrong what he's trying to express. You have to understand these people through awareness, not through years, not through these simple, what you call your mind. Because mind is full of dirt. And with this dirt, when you listen to higher truths, you will dirty that truth. Listen to Osho. I still recommend to listen very deeply. Because he will remove all your concepts, any belief systems. You'll see internal purification happening. These are all masters designed by the universal consciousness. They didn't come and go. They're all part of the divine plan. They still exist. They are still functional. You can see all these people are, even though they are not in their bodies, they are even more powerful today than when they were in their bodies. That's the beauty. Because truth never dies. The words of the sages never die. The higher scriptures talk about it. The words of the sages, even Chidakasha Gita Bhagavan Nityananda says, the words of the sages will never die. But it will only keep on multiplying with time. In Chidakasha, Bhagavan says this, the words of the sages. His words are alive today. That's why we are doing that retreat. We are understanding all those things. We are using Chidakasha Gita, his own words. They never die. They can activate even today. But provided we are ready, we are aware, conscious being, not blinded by all these dogmas which people are putting into your head for their own vested interests. Nobody wants you to go deeper. I'm telling you. Openly, I'm telling you. Nobody wants you to free yourself. Everybody is telling cling to me or this and that. All your principles and this and that. Remain hooked on to something they say. Nobody's telling let go. Nobody's saying fly off. Enough of sitting around hatching your own eggs and warming your own eggs. Go out, build your own nest. Nobody says that. Why? Because everybody has vested interest. You have to understand this. Few people like Osho and Jiddu, they were true, really true guiding forces that made people independent, provided people understood what they are. Anyways, these masters are not for everybody. Few will understand, most will misunderstand. That's all fine. Even here, what I talk, what we do here, many misunderstand, and that's fine. We are only talking about the filters. Who gets through, gets through. The rest who are not filtered will find their own way to learn their own lessons again with repeated cycles, or sooner or later will come back to the same truth through many other platforms because the journey will always continue, doesn't it? Once Osho has done his work, then you'll understand Jiddu very well. Today I put a post and somebody commented on it. And it was a nice comment where Jiddu is speaking about religions, how they make you believers and how they impose some thought on you, some belief on you, and make you cling to that. Where are you clinging now? Something outside, some dogmas outside. You're not connected to yourself. And so Jiddu says these only separate you, your identities, and make you more apart. They don't bring you together. They split you apart. And so he says all the paths and all the masters and gurus, he's saying, what he's trying to say is everybody says their path is the only way out, and that makes you competitive. So you see the disciples or the followers in each sect or cult or community, they are competing with each other. They don't have oneness nature, which I've been totally against right from day one I've been on the platform. I can't understand this spirituality where somebody is competing and somebody is putting their own walls and saying, Hum ye hai, wo hai. We are this, they are that. What is this? This is not spirituality in the first foundation itself, where we are so busy proving ourselves superior and putting down somebody as inferior. We are busy glorifying our own paths, self praising, self glorifying, our own paths, our own ways. And that is all coming from the ego consciousness, where we say, what I do only is right, what I follow only is right. And that is how I glorify only my limited beings. I must be able to see this. But unfortunately, we are not able to see. And those who are made available or supposed to make you see are themselves unable to see. And I don't understand how. Whatever it is, maybe part of the divine grid. But somehow I have not been able to relate to it right from day one. I couldn't cast that. Because if divinity is in everything and everybody's come from one source, all are playing the same ultimate game in different ways. So where is the difficulty in understanding? They're all doing the same kind of work. Where is the point of supremacy? Where is it saying that only my way will work? No. Here we know that everybody's way work, but I, a limited believer, with my own limited experiences, which I've experienced only on this, I now believe that this is my right path. Why? Because I have not expanded my consciousness and even attempted to go and do something else. How can I say something is false when I've not experienced it? How can I say Islam is false when I've not experienced it? That is why Ramakrishna Paramahamsa personally experienced all the religions by actually doing it one month. He left his whole Kali practice and became a Muslim 1 month, doing 5 namaz a day. Can we do that? We will not do because we are believers, hardcore believers. We have been trained with the horses. You know, we have become slaves. We have been just made slaves. Slavery to the system. Your loyalty to the systems only keep the systems alive, and it makes you dead. And here are great masters, Ramakrishna. But we don't want to follow this. We might put a photo of Ramakrishna and adore him, but we will not look into when these teachings come. I've seen people turning a deaf ear or a blind eye as though they have not seen that page only. This is the hardcore ego of me and my religion, my culture, my path that is vibrating in every cellular level. And I'm telling, if you can able to see this pure grace, you have the grace of the Lord that is one, that is working even through Islam, Sikhism, Christianity, everything. Same Lord. Chaitanya Mahatma, Shiva Sutra, verse 1. Verse 1 only we have not got of Shiva Sutra. And we say we know the Shiva Sutras. What do we know? Kangal hai. You don't know anything. We believe we know. That also we are believers. We believe in Shiva Sutras. We are not experiencers or practitioners or practical people of these scriptures. We are just believers. We have just parroted it. So you need Osho. You need masters because very rare masters are there like this. Or you go to someone whom we adored, Gurjif. Very rare teachings are there. Go and find it. Ruthless masters. You will go beyond all the orthodox ordinary systems. Gurjif used to accept disciples on very weird conditions, which our intellect will not understand. He would say only if you can drink wine with me, you're allowed here. You must drink liquor. Now all the religious fanatics will run because they want to find a liquorless man. And they think they find liquorless man. The body of that person might not be drinking liquor, but you don't know what the mind of that person is drinking. But we are interested in those things. What you can see through the Panchindriyas only. Because we are believers. And he had weird ways. He used to make people drink for months, weeks and months, intoxicated, keep them intoxicated. Understand what kind of a guru is this? We have been told not to touch this, not to touch that. Not even onion and garlic, and here somebody is feeding you liquor. This man was very interested in his disciples. That's what makes a guru. Being totally interested in the disciple. Because the business of the guru, every master, is to transform that person wholesomely. It's a responsibility. Otherwise, why would they be around doing all that stuff? Eventually, when the disciple is completely drunk, he would reveal what your best of past life regressions will not reveal. And eventually, the master would know every inch of that disciple. And once he knew him thoroughly, he would then start his work. These are different masters. You'll never understand. These are all Zen masters. These are Avadut type of masters. Weird. They are only very result oriented and they are leelas. You'll not understand. Their way they work, you'll not understand. So what could have taken a janma or even multiple janmas for a person to reveal, and sometimes why even all the time the gurus never understand the disciples because the disciples' egos never surrender. Nor will the disciple confess every details. They say, right? You have to confess everything to your doctor and lawyer, but still people don't because one part of them wants to keep things hidden. So here is a master who knows how to remove all the hidden extracts. And that is why these masters are not popular. I say Golima. Golimaro sub popularity go straight to those tattvas, to those kind of teachings that break. Go straight to Chidakasha Gita, go straight to Astavakra Gita, go straight to Avadut Gita. Throw away all your other books. Keep away all your Puranas. All your Puranas will only make you addicts and believers. It will never make you understand yourself. You will become fascinated with your images and idols. That's all that those can make out of you. Go to the science of all this. Read the Upanishads. Explore the Upanishads if you have the guts to. Explore and understand and meditate on Avadut Gita. All your spirituality will change. Avadut Gita is available. Chidakasha Gita is available on the website, shiftingintoawareness.com/courses. Go do that. Read Upadesh Saram. Meditate. That also is there in the courses. Do Devi Kalotra if you have the guts. I use this word because sometimes they use to be challenged. When you say, I have the guts, let me go. Go dive. That's another net I'm using to make you go and dive into that. And when you open and meditate on Devi Kalotra, you'll understand what Jiddu Krishnamurti is talking about. He's just talking in plain language. So somebody said, then I was talking about Osho's post. Jiddu Krishnamurti said that all your paths are distributing you. Everybody is making you believers and limited, very, very limited in your understanding. Let me directly read what he said. Human beings are conditioned by propaganda, by the society in which they have been brought up, each religion asserting that its own path is the best. And then there are thousands gurus who maintain that their method, their system, their way of meditation is the only path that will lead to truth. And if you observe, each disciple tolerates this condescendingly. Each disciple, condescendingly means creating frictions against each other. You're not settling with the team, the paths of other gurus. Tolerance is the civilized acceptance of a division between people politically, religiously, and socially. Man has invented many paths, giving comfort to each believer, and so the world is broken. Very true. This is exactly the message of Chidakasha Gita. Nothing less. Chidakasha Gita is talking justice, oneness, no discrimination, even to ant and human level, even to male and female level. And here to dharma, varam, paths and all are too big. Nityananda is telling not even male and female there should be discrimination. Then only you'll understand Chaitanya. And so Jidhi is not talking anything different. Maybe he's talking it little direct, and believers can't, fanatics cannot take it. In the previous webinars, I had very clearly told when we are talking about Guru Tattva that every master is beautiful, every path is beautiful, and they are all delivering in its own beauty, but they are all integrated. If they have to be integrated, they are all disintegrated. They are parts and pieces of you. If you can integrate all this, you will find the Guru Tattva. The moment you integrate the Guru Tattva, you will find Shiva Tattva. Because from the Shiva Tattva only, all this has been disintegrated. But if you catch one piece and keep glorifying that, you will not get it. You will not get it. So people might think I'm talking against gurus or paths, and I'm not talking anything against. I'm fully connected with all the masters, with my own independent multiple masters that I have. I'm connected to each one of them, but I don't segregate them. I don't speak anything high about one master because I don't segregate them. I take everything as a Guru Tattva. Today, Linga Bhairavi belongs to some other guru, but I can find beauty in that gem, that the concept of Linga Bhairavi, what he said. He has a deeper meaning, but we will not get it because we are believers. So, okay, from outside belief and devotion, start with that. And there he brought out the whole thing. That this body is Shiva, but this body, if it is just Jada Chaitanya, if it is just consciousness without awareness, Shiva also doesn't know he's Shiva. That is the actual state. Original Pairava state means pure consciousness, and it's not even aware that it's so great. If it is aware, then it's ego, which is feeling great. And the moment you feel, even Shiva feels I'm Shiva, then there is something other than Shiva. Do you get that? Then I am Shiva. Then the rest all is not Shiva. It becomes like that. Even that feeling. to know that I am God. The moment you feel I am God, then others become devotee. And that's not the higher truth. They are all on the lower truths. Ishvara Tattva. From there, yes, the Sadashiva state. From there, yes, there is a separation. But if you go to Paravaivara state, it is simply pure consciousness. So when that takes a form, Sat and Chit, Sat is pure consciousness, but it is not aware that it's Sat. It needs Chitta to make aware. It needs awareness to become aware. And that awareness is Chitta. That's all. Simplified spirituality. Don't glorify this. Don't blow this into 1,000 billion stories and get stuck in that. If you want, you can, but it's a big way out there to climb up. I'm talking to you from the core source level, Shiva Sutras. So consciousness can become aware of something, of itself, of something, when there is awareness. That is Bhairavi. So Linga is Shiva, pure consciousness. Without awareness, it is Shava. So when Bhairavi is present in the Bhairava, that Bhairavi is awareness. It becomes aware. And then only you can call it as a God, as what you are trying to achieve, because that's our state. In our state, Bhairavi has to be activated first, awareness has to be activated, and that awareness becomes aware of the Shiva itself, the Linga. When it becomes aware, that is the merging of Shiva and Shakti. Anyways, these are all practices which we do on very high level, level 2 retreats in Tiruvannamalai. We are preparing for that. But for that, first you have to even become awake. Awake that I am a believer. I've been put into belief systems. I've become a puppet. I've become a slave to external systems and doctrines. I'm just stuck in some borrowed belief. I've not investigated any of these beliefs. Why? Because nobody wants you to become an investigator. Because if you become an investigator, you will fly free. That's how the system works. But grace, sooner or later, will provoke you to your real nature. And masters like Jiddu Krishnamurti have understood what I'm saying thoroughly. 100% they are in that state. That is why they are speaking so boldly from that state. It is not an offense. They are simply talking the truths. So when I put that post, somebody said, oh, but Osho used to tell, go to JK. Osho used to tell his disciples, go to Jiddu Krishnamurti, great master. But Jiddu Krishnamurti used to criticize Osho. Somebody wrote a post. I said, yes. Why? Because he's ruthless. He doesn't take, he's not flattered. You say, JK, you're a great man. He's not going to say, okay, let me spare you. For him, everything is a concept. Everything has to go. Then only you will be in that state. That's JK's state. There are no vested agendas. Because when JK spoke something very high, Osho had very high regards for JK. He used to praise. You can see many he used to just praise Jiddu Krishnamurti. He is some master, he used to say, a real master. And then one day, Jiddu said something, not directly taunting or something, but he said, oh, you are going still to that person, to one of the disciple of Osho. You're still going to that master. What he meant to say is, you still need a master there. And when Osho heard it, he was little flared up. Osho, after that, started literally bashing Jiddu. Because he said that he's simply raw, no life in him. Jiddu is simply raw, no juice in him. And so that doesn't make spirituality very celebrating. You have to have life, you have to be joyous, you have to smile, you have to be happy, and all that Osho can give. Yeah, definitely. He's full of life. देवी का लुत्रा. When you go to that extreme, ये मजा सब चला जाता है. Even the celebrations go. The celebration is chanchalta. Nishalta has no celebrations. Shiva is Nischala. He doesn't celebrate. So Jiddu is talking from that level. That's not understood by many. So I wrote in a comment, I wrote the reply there. That's very true. But this is the whole thing that I'm saying now. It was there. But Osho, before leaving his body, said, if there is anyone you can follow, worth following as a living master, true, genuine living master, is JK. He never allowed even Murti. Osho even destroyed his own idols. He destroyed his own place where he gave sermons. He converted his rooms into simple rooms or toilets and things like that. He broke everything because he said, I don't want another cult to be formed after me. I don't want you to worship me. That was the stature of Osho, greatness of Osho. But unfortunately, it must have become that again because that's our human nature. We will not leave. We will not understand that teaching. We will again make an idol of him and start worshipping him. And that was Osho was dead against it. But he's supposed to have said that. Even if you want to make an idol of the he, JK, he is one master, true living master who can be made. So internally, even Osho appreciated and knew that what he is speaking is the ultimate. So in your Sri Chakra, Meru, from the Bhupur till the Bindu, there is a journey. What is this? It's a triangle shape. You have to let go, let go, let go, let go, destroy everything and reach to the top. You have to give up. It has to be thrashed out. You need masters, you need practices which burns everything. And finally, you are elevating upwards and everything is going. It has to go. Because what is the ultimatum? Nothingness. The ultimatum is that from somethingness and everythingness, you go to nothingness. For that, Osho is good. From Bhupur to the Bindu, Osho's teachings can take you. Or all your practice, what your practices are. There are thousands of different practices. The Shakt have different practices. The Shaivites have different. The Vaishnavites are different. All good. All paths work. All paths are simply destroying from Bhupur to Bindu. And finally, when you come to the Bindu, you have gone, let gone of everything. Vairagya Tattva is very hyperactive there. So Osho can bring you to that level, but still Bindu is still something. It is still a something. JK will destroy that. Bindu also. That is what Jiddu Krishnamurti is. He will destroy that and he will turn into emptiness. So that tattva is needed. And that tattva which destroys the final Bindu is known as Bhairava, the fierce form of Bhairava. And the Ugra form of Bhairavi. Bhairavi is your uninterrupted, reflected awareness shining forth, blazing forth, and burning every single thing ruthlessly. That is Bhairavi, Kali. Those elements of Kali. Kali is that dark space. But Bhairavi is that fierce Ugra form. What is Ugra? Because when I was talking about Bhairavi, my friend removed out the meaning of Linga Bhairavi and he said, Bhai, ye to ye hai. Meaning is this here. What is the meaning? There it read, the fearsome form of Bhairavi destroy blah blah. I said, what is this fearsome form? Because our egos are so strong, it needs something fierce to kill it. I'm telling you, JK's words are nothing than Bhairavi. Is the Bhairava talks. Fierce. It will destroy, it will pain the ego. But who can sustain that energy of the teachings of what JK is providing? You will destroy it yourself. Everything will go off. So, what your scriptures are talking, this man is talking here in simple relative terms, and I am trying to connect that dots here very clearly. So, if you are still very keen about the dramatic episodes of a fearsome God standing and killing this and that, the demons in and around me, what is the demons? My little demons in me. And the king of that demons is Mahishasura, the ego. This I, which I am holding, which makes me a believer, which makes me a puppet and a slave, this I, that with my limited beliefs, I keep defending and justifying myself. That is Mahishasura. And that only Para Bhairava, sorry, the Bhairava Tattva can do. So this Bhairavi is nothing but your awareness that has activated completely, awakened completely, and that can see everything. So this is the Bhairavi in me that's speaking this. The shifting into awareness practice will lead you to this. Or it will start with all the small things and it will cultivate and culminate. Tomorrow we will do that in the webinars. What are the small things? From where do we begin? How do we cultivate and bring ourselves to this kind of full blazed awareness where nothing else to do? I'm just blazing forth through my awareness and seeing everything crystal clear, seeing everything crystal clear, all the ignorance, all these beliefs, all these concepts, seeing it crystal clear means burning it. The moment you see how this is all ignorance in me, that flash of awareness, that flash of awareness is called as Udyamobayam. One flash it happens. It's not something that is cultivated slowly. One flash and you can realize the ignorance. The moment that one flash, it blazes everything, it destroys everything. You can call that as Shaktipat. Experiences of Shakti. Here we have multiple Shaktipats, but not necessarily the shaking and moving kind of Shaktipats. Shaktipat is sparking moments of wow. And every time you're elevated when you realize a truth. When you burn an ignorance is where you realize a truth. And that will come through these practices. That's what we are going to do tomorrow. So why I made this preparatory is to just prepare and tell, because I'll waste this 2 hours there. And we have limited time there. So there we get straight to the practices. You can start with the smallest practices, very casual practices, which has to be given full attention on. You need not do any higher practices, just that. And keep on blazing it. Keep on practicing it until it cultivates and starts sparking your awareness, the Bhairavi, Jagrati. It is making it Jagrat, awakening it. So the more you practice it, the more you start blazing it. And a time comes when you are full floor, full fledged blazing it. And at that time, in that state of awareness, from there, you can learn a lot of higher truths just with that awakened awareness. Awareness will teach you. You go and sit in any place, the secrets of that place will start coming forth. And don't take this as some drama. Don't take like this some magic will happen. No, don't get into the lallu kind of thought. Oh, if I do this, then I sit and meditate, nothing bullshit is going to happen. Don't get into that. I'm sorry I said that even. You sit that and something will happen. I don't mean that. I'm telling your awareness is so powerful that it will simply lead you to the truth. Like if you're sitting and contemplating on a scripture, the truths will just you can clearly see through it. What is the higher consciousness trying to reveal through those scriptures, through those words? Your Bhairavi will read it. That means you get a grasp of higher truths very easily From there, your journey towards higher truths will simply be through your awakened awareness. Nothing else to do. The doer is the ego. Mahishasura. Till now, we have been doing. The doer, which separates itself even from divine and says, I will do it. I am everything. I run my life. I have brought myself till here. I have done this tapas. I went to this guru. I went to that path. I struggled my life. I brought awareness. I brought intelligence. I grew. I evolved. I fell. This I is very dangerous. You will come and realize after a certain stage that you never did anything. It all felt like you did. That feeling that you did when you did not do is called Maya. It's all happening. It's a process which is there in a divine grid. That is why I started with today's session by saying, don't take life so seriously. It's just a game going on. It's an automated game in which you are made to feel that I am in control, where you are not in control. Things happen. You just go through that experience. You're here to experience, have an experience of everything, right from poverty to riches, right from blissfulness to depression. You are bound to experience it all. Anybody who says, I don't want sadness, I want only bliss, is a fool, is a dumbo, is not talking the truth because that doesn't happen here. There is nothing called only happiness here in Bhuloka, Mrityuloka. Here you will have Dvaita. You have pleasure, you will have pain. So realizing I am in Bhuloka, realizing I'm here for the experience of both of this is an active awakened seeker. And when they know it's an experience, they will not cling on to it. So if I'm sorrow, I know it will pass. It's not permanent. Nothing in Mrityu Loka is permanent, not even the sorrow, not even the happiness. So when I'm happy, I don't say I'm going to be happy forever. No, I know it's a passing change. When it's raining outside, I don't say it's going to rain forever. No, I know it's a passing season, rainy season. Winter will come, summer will come. Who am I? I'm experiencing. I'm the journey. I'm the traveler experiencing the journey. When you come to this understanding, life becomes a joy. That is called Jivan Mukta state. Nothing from outside affects you. You don't allow your circumstances to affect you, but you move completely as a detached witnesser because that is what you are. Who am I? I'm pure awareness. Awareness does not go through all this. Awareness is aware of Sukha Dukha. Awareness doesn't go through the dramas of life, but awareness is aware of the dramas. When you move into that awareness, you are free. That is called shifting into awareness. You shift again and again into that awareness and you see everything completely detached. When you are detached, then you can say Mukti is there. That is what we did in yesterday or day before yesterday's webinar. When Mukti kab hogi? The Hindi webinar. When will I attain liberation? The moment you attain liberation from these beliefs, from these wrong identities, wrong ideas of what is life, you're free. So liberation begins here. And those who are liberated while they are living are called Jivan Muktas. The whole platform, the whole objective of this platform shifting into awareness is only to move you towards Jivan Mukta state. Moksha Mukti happens automatically because that's all divine grace. You cannot attain moksha. You are moving towards moksha, but you cannot attain. Means you are not the doer of that moksha also. It is timely going to happen. You are here to enjoy this journey of elevation. You are here to see your own evolution and make the bliss out of it. If you want to explain it in simple terms. So, dear ones, moving, shifting into awareness simply involves these methods, practical ways which we practice in daily life and does not, I'm telling again, all these root practice does not introduce any practice which will make you sit for 1 hour in your Brahma Muhurta and do this in the morning. It's not like a doctor pill. You do this 3 times a day, you do this in the evening before sleeping. There is no generalized rule because you have to awaken 24 by 7. You have to be awake in your Jagrita avastha also. And for that, there are multiple practices which I'll share tomorrow. Not just share, we will do it. And while you do it, I want you to experience what happens to you. When we say, no, my mind is troubling me a lot, life is troubling me a lot, this is troubling me a lot, that is there, this is there, fear is there, all these things which are there. I want you to experience and see where does that go in a flash of second. When you're doing certain practices, where does it go? And when you're doing the practice, if it goes, then the more you do, it has to not be there, all the falseness. So it simply means if I'm fully doing, become that practitioner, I keep shifting. These practices keep me shifting. But again, I drift. It's okay. Again, I practice simple things without stopping any work in my day activity. No work stops for this practice. It is all while the work is happening. So when I shift, I experience while I'm working or while I'm living, whichever state I experience freedom. It's a wow moment. I don't have to stop life, become spiritual. So when you keep getting those experiences, you'll be motivated to do it more and more. And that more and more shifting into awareness, and drifting back, falling apart, again shifting into it. When you keep on doing, the whole aim is to do it so many times that you naturally now shift without effort. Effortlessly, you are shifting now until you come to a state where you move into living in awareness. No shifting anymore. You live in, you are free. Once you are living in that, you are free. Then your practices is nothing but blazing forth and expanding that fire. That's all. What you have already activated by Ravi, now you're making it full blown. Jagrita. And then from there, it's easier. From there, it's easier. From there starts your journey of divine surrender. Automatically, surrender happens. Automatically, you will start realizing the divine will in your life, and then you'll yourself start feeling embarrassed. Why was I struggling so much? Why was I banging my head about so much? It's all about this, and it's happening in so many ways. Then you'll start loving that life. No complaints, no grudges. So I'm not saying by doing this practice, like other practices will tell you, you do this and you will attain this. You do this, you will get somewhere. You do this, you will become free. And that is why you are disappointed with those practices because all that you get also is very temporary. You might do a certain practice, you will experience something, good, I'm feeling great. Seventh heaven. And after a few days or a few hours, you're down. And what makes you do that? You now believe you have got that, but you think it is permanent. It's not permanent because everything is in transition. And that is what makes you run behind paths and programs. Have you seen this? I want a program and I feel great after the program, 5 days, 10 days. And I'm in that bliss for how many days? After some time, it subsides. Again, you get discharged, you want a recharge, just like the alcoholic. Oh, बेवड़ा जो जाता है बार में, exactly like that only a spiritual person is. I'll go and meditate. Very nice. Go for a program. Very nice. Then नशा उतरने लगता है धीरे धीरे धीरे. नशा जब उतरे फिर और एक kick. I want to go to the bar and sit and booze again. You have to see this pattern. Then you'll understand, my God, I'm addicted to that pattern. I'm addicted to that. Just like alcohol. My meditation has become my alcohol. My practice is nothing than an alcohol. How can I be free from it? Ah, if you want to be free, understand sukha dukha. Opposites will always run in this world. You have to be free, not just from dukha. You have to be free from sukha also. The day you understand this, that I need not reject pain and seek pleasure, I am not interested in pleasure, also, you are free. Then neither pain nor pleasure can affect you. Neither this or that can affect you. Neither Janma or Mrityu can affect you. I don't want Mrityu. All your run behind that immortality trying to maintain that body and eating that and fasting. All this is so that you can survive a little more. But one day you die. Oh my God, all my practice has gone to dogs. Yeah, one day you will die. What is the use then? Struggle. Even in that struggle to maintain immortal, you also struggle. All those people who say I'm living another 10 years or 20 years or 50 years extra, let's say I'm going to live for 150 years. I'm telling you, even if they succeed in living 150 years, they have lived in fear all the time. Even from 80 to 90 to 100 to 110, they're living in constant every single day in fear. Oh, my death is approaching. They still know they're going to die. What use is that extended life when the pain of that death and the fear of that death is still there? You must understand this nonsense. So, which is better? Living for 150 years with that fear that I'm going to lose, or living maybe even 50, 60, 100, whatever, in full freedom? Who cares? Because I know I don't die. Body dies. For such a person, there is no fear of death nor celebration of birth. ये happy birthday syndromes उनके लिए है who fear death. I'm telling you, those who fear death celebrate their birthdays. Those who know the game and they know that they never die. Body comes, body goes. I am never born, I never die. तो किसका birthday है? Body का birthday है. And fools who say, I'm the body, say, I am this many years old, say happy birthday to me. Who's that me? Body consciousness. You can see the ignorance there. Those who are free from this are never interested in all these things. They're free because they don't identify themselves with the body. This is how shifting into awareness can free you. But those practices are there in daily lives. And the benefits I've already given them. You can read through that also. And not that many are there, still more, because you literally become free. Even simple things like insomnia and all that, where is that coming from? Restlessness. Restlessness comes from wrong identification of who you are. If you know your awareness, why will you be restless? Where are plans in life? You'll see everything is taken care of. You'll know that divinity supports your life. When you know you are supported, where is the fear? Only those who live in ego consciousness, who are in wanting to be in control of their lives and their destinies, are the people who are worried all the time. You see, all the creators of their destinies are always worried. When you know the creator is that one creates and destroys and whatever, you're free. So, for that, when I say practice this, nothing stops. You don't become an extra spiritual person, nothing. Everything is going the same. You might be a professional, you might be into relationships, you might be having your own troubles, you might be running into losses, you might be having an illness in the body, you might be having troubles around, you might be having many ignorant fools around, you might be having competitors, jealous people, selfishness. You might be having all these tensions of this whole world going on. The whole world is in fire when you're on the news. Everything is going on. But when you do these practices, you get a different knowing of who you really are and how and why you are in this world. When you know how and why you are in this world, you do not take this life seriously. And I'm telling you, only those who do not take this life seriously will live to the fullest here. This life means this bodily life. You don't die. But that has to come into your experience that I don't die. Not because I am telling. Because if I tell and you believe me, you're a believer again. The day somebody else will tell you are going to die, you'll believe that guy. So believers don't become believers. Experiment and find out how. I'll help you how with these methods. But consistency, discipline, sincerity in your practice, pure intentions, and patience. Not that you do one practice and next day you're enlightened. I told you sharing my 25 years plus of journey here. It takes time, but whatever I found out, I'm sharing it so that you don't have to go through all that mess. You can easily jump through many things, but there will be consistency. So there are people who have been here for 3 years, 2.5 years, 2 years, who are seeing that consistency and that movement, and everybody is different. I cannot say that it will take you 2 years, it will take you 3 years, it will take you 10 years, it will take you 10 months. It all depends on so many factors, including your inquisitiveness, your eagerness, and your eagerness comes from the grace that is falling in your life. Without grace, nothing will happen. Grace is needed even to understand and sit here. Realize this. That is why in Avadut Gita, the first verse is Advaita Vasanam Ishvara Kripa. To have Advaita Vasana, to even know this real self, real who am I, what is God, and to become one with it, to liberate. Having Advaita Vasana is Ishvara Kripa. Without Ishvara Kripa, you cannot even have this Vasana. Advaita Vasana. Avadut Gita verse 1. So do not put yourself down also. Know that you are blessed. Because you are blessed, only you are listening, you are even having eagerness. You want to go inside. And the one who has brought you to here will lead you till the end. Where is the doubt about it? You are not realized it because you think you have brought yourself till here. You are struggling. No. Rumi says the one who brings you till here will take you further. When he was asked, who will take me further from here? He's saying, today I have this, tomorrow I don't. Today I have people, tomorrow I don't know. Today I have money, tomorrow I don't know. Today I have body, I don't know. Today I have guru, tomorrow I don't know. These are all for all who believe that they are doing it. Once you know that the one who has brought you to here will lead you further. He is leading you right. And these are all things that will come to you according to your factors, your grace, your prarabdha. So you have to trust this. And then you can easily move. So whatever comes in your understanding, in your vicinity is what you asked for. They're not just coming from somewhere. ये तलब बोलते हैं भीतर से आह निकलती है. Please understand, you don't have to ask this in prayers. From within, when you cry, there is a cry for help that nobody can hear, but only the Supreme Consciousness. It results in these kind of activities. It is coming to remove you out of that fear. So you must learn to appreciate anything that comes into your vicinity and you're able to resonate with that. Take use of that opportunity. Make use of that opportunity because that's grace working in disguise. And you'll see that effortlessly things will happen. You don't have to put effort everywhere. Ego is effort. Learn and realize it is not in effort and hard work. I have to work very hard for my realization. Not true. You have to work hard to break your ignorances. For that, you have to awaken and expand your awareness. So work more on awakening the Bhairavi in you. You will realize you are only Ma Shakti. The one that speaks, the one that acts, the one that works in you, the one that moves you is nothing but Ma Shakti. Kundalini force. That's Paravaya. That's Bhairavi. So first you become aware of this. Experience it firsthand. Forget that Bhairavi is outside. Ma Durga is outside. You are only that Durga. You might not understand it now because of unworthiness and so much of feelings that I am not worthy for it. How can I be? I'm a devotee. I'm a sinner. How can I be in fact? So you might not agree. Don't agree. Practice it. In awareness, when you start experiencing it, you will know it. Automatically, you will know it. How you are only that. And when you know that this ego part of me, which is having an experience, is Bhairavi, where am I rushing for? You will understand you are rushing for to the source of where you came from Shiva. I am Bhairavi, which belongs to Bhairava. And that rush will take you to Bhairava. And the Bhairava Tattva is such that it will break all your concepts, it will destroy all your beliefs, like JK's words. JK is Bhairava Tattva, Devi Kalvitra. If you get that, You've got very close. So I'm revealing to you directly all these things. Nobody tells you this, but I'm telling you, don't run away from such great teachings. They are not different. Don't say the Jiddu is an atheist. He doesn't believe in God. He's not a believer. I'm telling you, even your Shiva doesn't believe in gods. You are believers. He has no belief. He has taken multiple forms because of the multiple factors, how people understand, how the consciousness understands. That is why in Vigyan Bhairavtanta is telling, I'm none of these. None of your gods, he says. You pick up the Upanishads and read, there is no God in it. You read it, you don't know. You go through it. You take up the Avadut Gita, there is no God in it. There is no mention of even Shiva. You take up Yog Vashishta, taught by Vashishta Mahamuni to Rama. Never was Rama taught about Shiva also. There is no God. There is a difficulty in understanding what Jiddu is saying. He is also saying the same thing. We do not know because we have gone to scriptures below those levels. Because Brahma Buddhi, our intellects are dulled. We cannot catch beyond it. So we need all this concept. Okay. When we needed it, we needed it. But now when things are clear, when the dull mind is being purified, when the intellect has been purified, now I can see. So with that purified mind and intellect, purified through awareness, through the Bhairavi, Jagrit Bhairavi, now I'm able to understand the Shiva Tattva. That is why Devi Kalutra, only from Muladhara, when Shakti comes till here, she's having a conversation with Sastra, Shiva. You cannot talk from here to Shiva. Your Chitti has to come till here. So Devi Kalotra is a conversation between Shiva and Shakti is sitting here, Agya Chakra. This is your awareness, Buddhi, intellect. This is Agni. This is your Gyan Chakshu. This is the Gyan Marg. This is what we are talking. Ramana Tattva, Nisardat Maharaj. These are all this Tattva. This is Arunachala Tattva, Devi Kalotra. All these revelations. This is where Osho is operating from. This is where Jiddu is operating from. This is where Ramana is talking from. This is where Nisardat Maharaj is talking from. Rest all philosophies are lower. Even Nityananda is talking from here. He's talking about Raj Yoga. Chidakasha Gita, maximum 80% is this. Last 20% is this. The whole attempt is to bring you there. Anything below this neck is all the other paths which are into Hatha Yoga and this and that. Rituals and Karmakanda. Karmakanda is very low. In fact, Nityananda says in Chidakasha, below the neck level, don't follow any practices. Below this is all Hatha Yoga, he says. From here is Raj Yoga. Take the royal road. Don't go the forest road, he says. Because even if you take Hatha Yoga, any practice is lower. You experience this and see. It will take you to Bhoga. It will take you in Sansara. It will keep materializing things outside, Samsara. And Nityananda says, Samsara or Moksha. Choose. You cannot have both. Because the moment you go down, your consciousness will go down. Then you have to struggle to come. That is why many of them are struggling because they are doing all these practices that will take them outside towards Bhoga. And the more down you go, they are struggling. And they say, I'm not able to come up. Who asked you to go down there? The forest road that is called. You want to understand this clearer? Do the Chidakasha Gita. You'll understand. Or come for the retreat. Chidakasha Gita in Ganeshpuri. You'll understand it and experience it from the master's place only. Or here, Arunachala Tattva. Whatever I'm talking is pure Arunachala Tattva. Come to Tirunamalai and experience it from there. Spend 8 days. We have longer retreats there, 8 days, because it will transform you completely. In the grace of Arunachala itself, we are sitting in the lap of Shiva and doing that. These are higher practices. Before that, we need this. Tomorrow, what we are doing. It begins from there. So this is, I kept this deliberately for new people So if new people are not interested, then I will not come down to these levels. I'm going to just check it out. If you are thinking just sitting for free sessions and doing free means what? There is no commitment. When people pay, there is a different kind of commitment. And they sit also 4 hours, 5 hours. They do the practices. So those who are not interested in that sit for only pravachan. I am not interested in them. You'll see eventually you'll come, you'll practice a little and you'll go away. So I will not waste my time coming because there are people sitting there doing higher practices. I will do only this level here and then I will not come back to that. I will keep moving there. But those you might not be eligible to directly get into those ones. You need to have consistency. So this is an opportunity for you to grasp the whole thing I've sequenced in all these multiple satsangs that I've been keeping speaking about. If you're interested, get serious about it. I told you, if you're determined to help yourself, I am more determined to help you help yourself. If you are not interested in your own growth, I'm least bothered about whoever you are. I will not turn and give even a second look because my work is something else. I will proceed. So you decide on how do you want to make this. See, there are people who do these practice again and again. कोई यहाँ पे ego लेके नहीं बैठा है कि oh 2 years I've done this, so why should I sign up for this tomorrow? Oh, it's a basic. You don't know bullshit. It's not basic. It is life. Because all those ego that we feel that we are very superior, they are dangling there. They're not able to sustain and they keep falling. One webinar is very high. For 2 days, it's feel brilliant. But sit for the follow-up, they've gone down. That is why I'm not doing the follow-ups also. Because people are not, it's not, they have not mastered it. They have not sustained it. They're dropping. Why they're dropping? They basically गड़बड़ है. Foundational is not. And हम basic नहीं करेंगे. हम O level. गया काम से. They've not got it. So there are people I appreciate, even the people who are doing repeated, never feel you'll go low or how long I've been doing this. Now why should I do this? You'll understand in this only everything is there. If you grasp this, you will get it very easily. What did I say? In the start, when you do, till you awaken and sustain it, fine. After that, it's effortless. There is no effort in the higher practices. All effort is needed in this. And here, if you try to escape, you'll keep falling. 3 years I've been speaking about this. I've told until you master awareness on your physical body, you're not going anywhere. The whole mastery has to come to you. Nisargadatta Maharaj also said this. Until you cannot experience your whole body in its fullness, you cannot enter into the depth. Because your prarabdha, your human life that you have taken, is to experience the body and the body connections. All that you experience through this bhoga in this world of yours, bhoga from where? Through your sharira, you're having bhoga. Even your relationships, all your interactions, the food you eat, the clothes you wear, the way you look, the way you present, the work you do, the songs you sing, the music you listen, everything is Sharira and the Panchandriyas. And if I cannot activate my Bhairavi in this, I cannot do it. Maybe in my presence, when you're sitting in the webinars, you'll float very easily, but don't fly. You'll come to know in the other times what. So if you want that stability to come, the basics, master it again and again, and go to the cellular levels. Even in the light webinar, I told those who have done the basics, they will have, and few people who have done it very well are able to stabilize it. Because light is in your cells. How can you get into your cell when you don't even become aware of your organ? When I say your gallbladder, you don't know where is your gallbladder. You're searching for it. So the cells in your gallbladder, will you activate it? Common sense, you can't. You have to acknowledge your whole body, your being. It has to vibrate when you think about it. Organs, internal, external. Then you penetrate into tissues. Then you go into the cellular level. Then into the atomic level. And then beyond that atoms. Atomic level is Bhairava level. Beyond when the atoms, you go into the atoms, depth into the empty space of the atom. That empty space is Parabhairava, nothingness. And that cannot come by going only into my fingers. Cell, every body's cells you have to enter. And that is the light body activation. Those who have not done the basics, those who have not had a grip, are finding it tough there. I told you, you don't listen. You want shortcuts. Take it. So this mastery has a different level. And this, I don't want to call it basic. This is everything. This root practice of shifting into awareness itself is life. Spirituality तो बाद में आता है, भगवान तो बाद में बनो, पहले human being तो बनो. Here you'll be able to relish life as a human first, because you have to give completion to this life experience. If you are stuck in this, you are worried and depressed in this, and you want God, that is escapism. You will be thrown back again because this is incomplete. Now, can you give completion? By being a witnesser in these experiences and allowing things to come. Dukhara, you allow, you don't resist it. Ye theek nahi, wo theek nahi. No selective. Everything is okay. That is what my guru tried to teach so much. Har hal mein khush. Every situation of life is blissful when you are free, when you are detached, when you are a witnesser. When you are the ego, you cannot be free. You cannot be har hal mein khush. So everything, as life stage should come, everything is okay. There is no resistance. There is no planning. There is no, I want life this way. Whenever you say, I want life to go my way, you will suffer. However divine you will suffer. When you say, जिस विधि राखे उस विधि रहिए, जो शिवा गया, तेरी रजा में मेरी रजा, thy will be done. Whatever it is, fine. I'm fine with you. You are very Jivan Mukta. So we are coming to that kind of a state. If anybody has any questions, you can ask. I think I've elaborated everything very, very deeply. So tomorrow, some practices which we will do, that you can select and you can see which works for you. There will be multiple practices. In that you take your choose and keep practicing. And as you progress, you will understand the rest. Can we discuss about the inner light activation practice here or in the follow-up? No, that we'll discuss, because the other people will get confused. They will not know what we are talking about. So we'll do that next week. I didn't do it deliberately right now because I am intuitively not sensing people are doing it seriously. So you cannot fool me on that. Even if you say you're not doing it to that. And I'm telling you, if you're not following those practice, why should I be hell bent behind you? Follow-ups are not an obligation for me. My work is only webinar. Please, even preparatory is not my obligation. My work, मेरा धंधा, मेरा business वहां पे है. चार्ज करता हूँ, पैसे लेता हूँ, ज्ञान बांटता हूँ, प्रैक्टिस देता हूँ, निकल जाता हूँ. Webinar. These are all additional things that I do. Preparatory 1, 2, 3, or even follow-up. And follow-up, I've always told, I might declare in the start, but if the consistency is not there, I will not pull back. And nobody can say you had told follow-up, it is not there, as we have paid so much. There's no payment for follow-ups. It is all on your intention. So until I get that, if you're doing it, I will not. And after that light activation follow-up session, there will be one more webinar coming up next Sunday or after that. Again, decided on that, which is deeper. So see, follow-up will make you do that light activation properly, thoroughly. And then after that, we are going deeper into the cellular levels. We have not gone there. We did just overall. But you need to grip one by one to go into that. Because these are the activational practices of Jesus Christ, Mahavatar Baba, Ramalinga Swami, and Malaleshwari, light bodies, nothing ordinary, and we cannot get it by webinars and 1 or 2 sessions and half-hearted practices. A very deep thing, and you must respect them also. When you invoke them, when they are there, you saw spontaneously how it happened. It was so much grace flowed. So many of you are weeping, crying, heat coming out of your body. Those are all light activations. So if they are there, if they are all guiding, then you need to do it consistently. That's the respect to the platform. If you don't take it seriously, then don't be surprised if you are left alone in that. Because without your free will, nobody will interfere. Please understand that. Your permission is needed even for God to interfere. If you are not interested, they are not interested. You get back into your bhoga. They will say, okay, all the best, carry on. Take our energies. We are there to help you in the boga. But to come out of that, you need a different presence altogether. So this will help you in your worldly life also. What we are doing tomorrow. Tomorrow's is not light activation, something very deep. It is simply how to live life naturally every day, whichever thing, and live very detached, being in the world but yet not being in the world. That mastery is what tomorrow's webinar, because that once you get only, you can go a little more deeper. Can surrender be useful for bhoga and comfort zone? Surrender will not come that way. Right now, if I say surrender, you'll say, okay, I'll surrender. What should I do? There is nothing to do. The moment you try to do surrender, it's false. Surrender has to happen. By grace, it will happen. So you have to become eligible in certain ways. You live in certain ways of detachment through this awareness. And then that surrender happens very naturally. Automatically, what happens is true surrender. And I've explained what is the meaning of surrender deeply also. Let us talk about it later some other time. Surrender is a very deep topic. It cannot come with the doership. No other questions, right? So we'll end this session today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be blessed. May we all be free. May we all evolve. Stay blessed, everybody. Bye.